Hello, my beautiful friends. Another update from your friendly realtor here in Victoria, BC. We are now getting close to end of month, so it's pretty busy here for myself. As you know, usually, typically, end of month is when all the closings happen on real estate, or people are giving their notices for rental units and they got to move. So we have a lot of that happening. But I'm just going to quickly give you an update on the market because I always like to start off whatever our topic is for the day, for the day, sorry, with a bit of a preamble of what's the current climate, what's the situation. What we're seeing is, and again, I know I talk about the US and the US stock market, but it explains a lot of the psychology of the market and how people are thinking. And I'll be honest, what the news does and what politicians do is they bring fear. Fear is a way of controlling people. Fear is a way of being able to put agendas, political agendas forward. Fear is fear is a good way of businessmen taking advantage of opportunities. When other people are worried, what happens? Those who fear doesn't worry them, they go ahead and see where there's good deals and they take advantage of those. Okay, and politicians find it easier to be able to put their agendas forward when there's fear. They can do certain spends or certain policies that they always had in mind. They're listened to, or people are so preoccupied. So I believe, guys, don't be worried what's going on in the market right now. Don't be worried what's going on general. You look at the facts, you digest the facts, put the emotions out of it, and make the decision. So I find that when you put your emotions, and that's the thing, it's so hard to do that. And that's why it's important. And I love to help my clients with that, to say, hey, let's keep your emotions out of this. If you want the facts from me, this is why you should buy this. This is why you should not buy this. I give you the facts because at the end of the day, that's what's important. That's what's going to resell your property. That's what's going to be a good investment for you. Is put the emotions out of it and look at, does it meet your needs? What were your needs? And again, that's something we'll go through. But why am I going through this whole emotions, fear? The COVID, it is, we got to be careful of it. Wear your mask, sanitize, keep your social distance, do all your due diligence. But does that mean that you're going to die? Absolutely not. And actually, today's topic is along that line. Um, we're going to think positive. We're going to think like, if you do your due diligence, nothing will be wrong. And let's continue as usual. And let's look at the facts of what's going on. The market right now this week experienced a bit of volatility. We saw the 10-year yield in the US come down, which is a bit of a sign of, you know, we've got to be careful here. But I will tell you this, the way the governments are printing money, we will see inflation and we will see the stock market go up, and we will see also the housing market stay strong. Now, the housing market it, in Victoria staying strong is a combination of a lot of variables. One of them being there's just not enough. Sorry again, my wife always kicks in. It's just a combination of a lot of facts. We just don't have enough supply. Okay, that's one of the key things. Also, we have this fear of people in the US or fear people over the world that, oh, if this happens again, I'm stuck. So I want to go live somewhere where it's safe, the COVID cases are safe, it's free healthcare, I don't have to worry about bills, I'll be taken care of. They want to immigrate to Canada, right? It's as simple as that. So you look at psychology. Honestly, business, a lot of it is psychology, understanding sociology, understanding people and why people make the certain decisions that they do based on what's happening in society. And there's economics as well. So the economics says not enough supply. The psychology says also there's worry that there won't be enough supply, and there is worry that they're not safe where they are. So where do they come? Our cases on the island have been extremely low. People feel this is a safe place to be, and also we are a friendly bunch here on the island. We are. Come on. So, combination of good people, good management of the whole situation, and you're seeing people come here. Now, today's topic is along the lines of estate, death, and taxes. Okay, so this is important because, and again, I'm not a lawyer and myself, I do consult a lawyer when it comes to estate and taxes, but I'm just going to walk you through some tips and points and whatnot. So one thing that I recently found out is I have power of attorney for my mom. Okay, so means that if I need to do something for my mom at the bank, or she's not here, she lives out of country, I can go to the bank and sign for her, or I can go and view her account for her, print something off, or make a deposit for her. I can do all of that with the power of attorney. The lady at the bank told me in the event of death, your power of attorney becomes what? Voided. All power of attorneys. So if you think, Mama, God bless her soul, this is terrible, I don't want to do this, but we have to talk about death and scenarios. I can go to the bank and take care of business, go to lawyers, okay. No, it's not the power of attorney that does that. It's the executor of the will or the estate. Okay, so let's now get into it. So all of you out there, I hope, have written a will. So what the will says is, hey guys, when I die, this goes to so-and-so. This goes to so-and-so, and my kids, so-and-so will take care of them, will be there. It'll lay out basically what you would be instructing. Suppose if you, God forbid, passed away and you're standing above your bed and they're asking you like, hey, you've got 10 minutes. Tell us what you want us to do with everything. That's your 10 minutes that you're telling everyone, okay, this goes to so and so and so. But we're being proactive. We're doing it before, God forbid, you pass away. You put all those instructions on paper of what I would like for you to carry out. And the person who carries that out is called the executor. So you can assign someone to execute your will for you, carries it out. So let's say, suppose, God forbid, again, my mom passes away, and the executor of her estate is the lawyer. And my sister's not happy. She's like, man, you got 2 properties. I only got 1. What's up with that? If she wants to complain or contest, they call it, the will, she will go to the executor of this, the person who's in charge. Executor is basically the person in charge that's acting for your mother, to say, hey, I'm not happy about this. So, and the executor does bill what we call your parents, my mom's estate. So your mom's estate basically hires an executor, or her, to carry out what she wants and bills what she has. And also the executor makes sure that everything goes properly through, because you got to pay taxes. So if you think, oh, that's just going to come to me when mama passes away, no, 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 no. It goes to the executor, the estate, and the estate has to pay all its taxes. And once everything is cleared and taken care of, the lawyers will allocate everything to the kids, or will take care of each one of you. But before it even gets to that, it has to go through the estate, taxes, and the executor for them to carry it out. In the event there's no will and there's no executor, it goes to the government, basically takes over and says, we will act on behalf of her and we will do all our due diligence. It'll go through probate and all of that. And that is why, dear friends, it is so important to make sure you have a will, you have an executor, because honestly, your will could be contested by people. People can go and just like rank up your bill, because they'll keep asking the executor questions, and the executor will have to keep digging and keep billing your estate for it. You'll lose money on the other end that could go. So really good to have all of your current financial situation laid out, have it all in the will, and say this goes to this goes to that. But what we don't lay out in that will is the taxes you owe at the time that you pass away. And so, some parents are under the impression of, well, my husband and I lived in this house, it just will go to our kids. They don't have to pay taxes. If there's rules around that too, if your child has not lived in the property that you've been living in all this time, when it comes to them, they have to pay um, capital gains tax on that. So that's why you have kids sometimes saying, well, we have to sell our mom's house because none of us kids can afford to pay the capital gains tax on it. Or we'll have to sell one so we can afford to pay the taxes on the other. So then the executor of the estate is the one, you see a lot of that in Victoria, has to carry out the will and plan all of that out. So I hope at a really high level, I've given you a general idea of what it's all about. For a more detailed and a more technical, I would definitely consult a lawyer. But the other thing is, there are certain things that you can do to avoid that. So let's say, suppose my mom's property, she wants to leave it to me, but she doesn't want me to pay any tax to worry about it. She can put me on what we call the title of the property. So in the event, God forbid, she passes away, I just put, and there's a way you register them on title, where when she passes away, I just take over whatever is left of it, and there's no taxes and whatnot. And that's the other thing. When, let's say I wasn't on title, okay, I wasn't on the legal part of the property, and mom, God forbid, passes away. Mom's gonna kill me, by the way. I'm killing her off today. I love her to bits and pieces too. Okay, so God forbid, mom passes away, and I'm not on title. Not only I have to pay potentially the gains on the property value since she's owned it, but also when it transfers name from her name to it being in my name, anytime a name, there are exceptions. So I would look into this closely, and this may be, I believe, for inheritance, there may be exceptions to it. But generally speaking, anytime a name changes on a title and another name is put on, you have to pay the property transfer tax. Okay. So, and the property transfer tax can be significant. All these amounts add up. So you have to pay property transfer tax. You potentially have to pay capital gains tax. You have to look into this. But suppose mom had me on title all along, and when she passes away, I just take over the shares. There's no capital gains, and we continue. Okay, and if there's rent, if there was a suite in the home that she was collecting, I start declaring the rental income, and we transition over. Is how I see. Again, you'd have to consult a professional. Is how my understanding is it would continue to work. Now, the reason why you want to be careful about just putting your kid on title. Suppose, like, I'm married and I have an incredible husband, but God forbid, I didn't have an incredible husband, and things didn't work out, and he's like, listen, we got to split our assets. Well, my share of that property with my mom is an asset, and he's entitled to half of that. So he can come, and let's say the property is a really good one, he can start saying, you know what, I want half of that too. So he's entitled to that. Now, had it been just in my mom's name and it was an estate, it would go through a whole different process, but it wouldn't be in his name. It would be in the estate's name until things get figured out, and things between me and him got figured out. But you see, a lot of parents are hesitant to put their kids on title just for that reason, to say, well, I don't know who their spouse is going to be, what they're going to take from them. So let it be in my name until, it's time. So that's why a lot of people just don't. But I have an incredible, like I said, I've got an incredible family, incredible husband, and yeah, like his parents have put him on their title just because they know um, we're not going anywhere. But you got to beware. You got to always plan for the worst case scenario. And that's why also, as a realtor, when you're writing that contract, put in clauses to protect you against the worst case scenario. That I was aware, I did my due diligence on this. I need to do due diligence on this. Again, that's very important. I always say preventative versus reactive. If you can prevent a headache it's way easier to just write it down or be proactive about it. So same thing with taxes and death. If you want to be proactive about it and not be in a crazy situation where you've got you have to figure out who the executive is in the government's hand, you're at their mercy. It's so much easier if you have a will, an executor, an accountant. They take care of everything. It's just a smooth transition. On that note, I probably need to update my will. I haven't updated in a while because as you have kids, as life situation changes, I got one done after we got married, but we never did one right after the kids either. So I should do a newer one just to update about my children, what I would want for each one of them, what age, when they mature of age, what do they get, what should be in a trust in their names. So the more, again, yeah, I'm thinking now. Thanks, guys. I think I should definitely be updating that and being proactive about that. But, anyways, lovely people, don't worry. Have no fear. Okay, we think positive and just be careful. Do your due diligence. Everything will work out. And definitely get in touch with me because I'll just reassure you. And being positive, you move positive. And when you make decisions, you feel good about your decision uh, because the whole way to get to that decision, you did your due diligence and you were careful, but you still move forward and you're positive about this is what I want to do. Okay, so I love you guys. I can never say bye to you guys, but I gotta go. Take care. Cheers and be safe, y'all.